This is a test stream.
Activate offers with just one click in the PetSmart app. And this week, earn $10 in savings when you spend $50 or more.
For about $1 a week, you get more than just a tow, like help with flats, lockouts, dead batteries, and more.
Become a AAA member.
Installing OBS can be confusing, and streaming isn't meant to be confusing. It is meant to be fun, right? I'll give you a quick tour of OBS, and yes, don't worry, I'll deep dive into everything, but first, you need to know your way around. In the middle, you have your display window. This is what you'd be broadcasting to Twitch if you were live right now. But right now, it's blank, obviously. Unlike other tools such as Streamlabs or Twitch Studio, OBS doesn't come with event lists, so you can't see your new follows or new subscribes, or a chat window even, so you can't even see your chatters. But don't worry, we'll set both of these up later as docs, and they'll be on your left and right, just like any other tool. Below that, we have 4 boxes. On the far left, we have scenes. You'll set up different scenes for different reasons. For example, you'll need a scene for gaming, a scene to say you're going to be right back, or a scene for just chatting to your viewers. If we had those 3 scenes set up and clicked between them, then we would be transitioning. More on that later. In the middle, we have sources. These are the assets you have added to the scene you have selected. On the right, we have the mixer. These are your audio sources that will be transmitted out, and you can control and edit your audio from here. Further to the right, we also have our scene transition controller. This lets you set up stingers and animations for transitioning between scenes. And then on the far right, you have controls. This lets you start stream, start recordings, turn on studio mode, and of course open your settings. And that is really everything you need right now for getting set up. The rest will be covered throughout the video, but I will quickly mention if you're wanting to learn about streaming settings in particular and how to avoid laggy streams, well, there is a playlist in the description that has a video about fixing laggy streams and making sure your stream settings are crystal clear. So I will show you how to install alerts, chat widgets, and fix your audio in only a few seconds, but first, let's cover the basics. On the left, we have scenes, as I said. You'll make your scene for different purposes. For example, you'll make a game scene. So we right click and name game scene. Now, I might be setting up a gaming scene, but I'll cover everything you need to know to build any scene you want. Think of this as building blocks. In the middle, we have sources. Sources are, again, all of your media that are in the scene you currently have selected. Right now it's empty, but if we click this plus sign at the bottom, we can add sources such as game capture, which you'll need if you're trying to capture a game in your gaming scene. If you don't have a game open, it will be blank for now, but don't worry about it. And also it's important to remember that not every game will be captured in this. Some games need window or display capture to actually be captured, so you might have to try different options. But anything you want to add to a scene, you'll do it with this plus sign. That could be video graphics, or it could be still images, or it could be any of the dozens of widgets you'll add with browser sources. For example, we also want alerts. So if someone follows while you're live, an alert plays on screen. Unlike Streamlabs, OBS doesn't come with alerts, but with Twitch alerts, you can set these up in 10 clicks. Or if you're on YouTube, you can use Stream Elements. For Twitch alerts, head to your Twitch dashboard, click Alerts, create Alert Box, name it, click Edit Alerts, and then in the bottom right, copy this browser source URL. Come back to OBS, click the plus, click Browser, name it Alerts, and then paste the copied URL I showed you into the URL box.
This is a test stream.
OBS doesn't come with alerts, but with Twitch alerts, you can set these up in 10 clicks. Or if you're on YouTube, you can use Stream Elements. For Twitch alerts, head to your Twitch dashboard, click Alert, move on. Your game scene will probably also need a webcam, maybe some support bars for your latest follower or latest subscriber, and potentially you'll also want your chat on screen of your list. Now I want to add my support bars that the name of my latest follower will appear in. So I will click the plus and I can either click image if my support bar graphic isn't animated, or I can click media source if it is an animation or a video file. All of the graphics I use in today's video are available for free for download from their Discord server to one folder named webcam. I can then click the group and move that around and it will move everything square camera inside your game to block less of the gameplay. So if we import this square webcam frame that comes optional with all of our overlays and head back to Stream Elements and follow the same process as earlier, head back to Stream Elements and follow this, head back to Stream Elements and follow the same process as earlier to be a square and it will fit inside the box nicely. The last step of our game scene, let's add chat to your screen. You'll need to head back to Stream Elements and follow the same process as earlier and make a new overlay. You don't want your support bars and chat in the same overlay. Once you have your new overlay, hit the plus sign and click Stream Tools, then click the chat. It'll add the default chat box most likely, and it doesn't look great. So at the top left of the properties, you can change the height and width to change the size of the box, but also it has some presets of chat styles. Personally, I prefer setting it to custom so I can remove the hard background. And then if you click text settings, you can change the font, add drop shadows, and, well, really anything you want. Once we're done, we'll copy the browser source and then paste it as our new browser source in OBS. And just like earlier, we're going to make sure that the browser source matches the resolution of the overlay resolution that we set. And now let's put this chat box below our camera and our followers. Type something in Twitch. And now when I click game scene, it shows me the game scene on the left, and I can click transition and it moves to the right. What is shown on the right is being broadcasted out, and what is showing on the left is the preview of the scene that you're looking at transitioning to. You can go ahead and set up your just chatting scenes however you want. It is the same process as your game scene. Just hit the plus and insert the source that you're trying to add. For me, I recommend adding your webcam as a full screen or at least quite large. You can add your chat soon. First, I want you to click on the 3 dots on the bottom of the mixer and click set to vertical. I find this just makes it look neater. And then we're going to hide anything that isn't one of those sources I just mentioned. You'll do this by clicking the 3 dots under a source, let's say the webcam, and then click hide in mixer box. Now it's cleaned up, let's add your mic and desktop audio. We'll click on the settings in the bottom right, and below output you'll see audio. So click audio, by clicking the 3 dots under a source, let's say the webcam, and then click hide in mixer box. Now it's cleaned up, let's add your mic and desktop audio. We'll click on the settings in the bottom right, and below output you'll see audio. So click audio, and then I want you to click your mic aux 1 and select your microphone in the dropdown. Right, and below output you'll look neater. And then we're going to hide anything that isn't one of those sources, let's say the webcam, and then click on the settings in the bottom right and in mixer box. Now it's cleaned up, let's add your mic and desktop audio. We'll click on the settings in the bottom right, and below output you'll see audio. So click audio, and then I want you to click your mic aux 1 and select your microphone in the dropdown. Now these will all be named differently. Definitely, but it should say your brand of microphone or something like USB mic. Be careful not to leave this as default because it might default to say your webcam's microphone or something else that picks up audio on your computer, which will likely sound awful. In the same area, I want you to select desktop audio and click default. This will capture all desktop sound and anything that plays through your default sound output on your PC. If it isn't capturing all of that, then you'll need to try a few different options till you find one that is. There are more complex ways to set up audio capture, but I find this is a really good place for a beginner to start. So once we've got those two things added, we'll head back to our mixer, and if we talk into the mic that's being picked up on these bars, your bars for your microphone should be hitting the top of the yellow and a tiny bit of the red, but no higher. And any audio that we can hear on our computer is usually being picked up by our desktop audio. So if we're playing music that is being picked up there, playing a game, it should be there as well. And if we send a test alert to our alerts, they'll be here as well. To mute our microphone or desktop audio, we click this little button here on screen, and to lower the volume, you can click and drag the actual level on your screen as well. The final step here is that you'll want to click the cogwheel in the bottom and open advanced settings. On the right, you'll see audio monitoring. If it says monitor off, it means you can't hear this source out of OBS, but your viewers can. If you have monitor only, it means that only you can hear it and OBS isn't transmitting it. And then monitor and output means that not only are you listening to the source from OBS, but you are also outputting it. Now remember though, if you monitor something, say your microphone, to listen back to it, but your desktop audio is also being captured, then you'll transmit that because you can hear your microphone, which causes a double up, so make sure you're not monitoring your microphone at all times. Now, if you want to deep dive into audio, specifically one that lets your mic sound...
Hey, John. How's it going? Nice. Okay. Yeah, I got a call back from the Parks Toyota, and well, they're gonna charge me $500 more to pull out the seat because they have to check it further and get all the water out. And so hopefully that'll be done by tomorrow, and they'll call me and let me know. So yeah. I mean, I have a technician lady, service rep. Her name is, not Danielle, it's like, dude, I keep forgetting it. It starts with a D. And then there's Bruce is my sales rep. So. Yeah, they have no clue why the water got in yet. They won't say. So, could be my seal on my trunk, could be God only knows. And I expressed how upset I was. I don't know what else to do. I didn't want to go overboard and scream at him. But she goes, well, I told you we're booked for a week. So we're trying the best we can. Go for it. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, not. Yeah. I mean, not that I know of, because even if the window was open, it wouldn't have gotten to the trunk, I don't think. I don't know what. If they don't know, they literally told me they don't know how the water has gotten in yet. trying to figure it all out still. So and it's gonna cost some more money because they take out all the seats and let clean it out and well. Yeah, for sure. And they told me, yeah. They told me, if I decide to trade it in, then they'll waive all the fees of diagnostic and fixing it and all that. So that's why I just decided to go ahead. Because right now my bill is $600 and they don't even know what's wrong with it yet. So that's why I'm kind of starting to get upset. Is that I understand why they have to take it out, and it costs some labor and time and all that. But I mean, yeah, what else am I gonna do? Say no and then try and trade it in? They have to do it anyway to trade it in, probably, because they don't know what's wrong with it. So they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll give you whatever amount of money when they don't even know what's wrong with it. So it's kind of like a, damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. Alright, appreciate it. Call me after. Bye.
Amazing. That is also in my playlist linked in the description. I made a $10 USB mic from a grocery store. Sounds pretty damn good with absolutely zero not monitoring your microphone at all times. Now, if you want to deep dive into audio, specifically one that lets your mic sound amazing, that is also in my playlist linked in the description. I made a $10 USB mic from a grocery store. Sounds pretty damn good with absolutely zero plugins, no extra cost. Kit cost me 15 Australian dollars. That's under 10 USD. Today we're going to cover the most common audio mistakes I see daily from new streamers and creators and exactly how to fix them. And to make it more realistic, I'm not going to use some big fancy $200 microphone I got sent by a company and pretend like I didn't. No, I'm going to use this bad boy to set it up entirely. Now at the end of the video, I will play you two audio clips. One is from this $1,300 audio setup I use in my normal videos, and the other will be from this $10 crap microphone kit. And we'll be able to tell whether you can honestly tell a difference. Actually, I needed that. Straight out of the gate, I just have to put this out there because it's far more common than you realize. The amount of streamers who are sat there with a $200 HyperX Quadcast, which buying one of those is already a pretty common mistake anyway, and then they sit there talking into it, but they sound terrible for some reason. Well, it's usually because they have the wrong microphone selected in their inputs. They're sat there talking into their mic, but in reality, OBS is set to use their webcam, headset, or the built-in microphone on their computer, which of course, if it's built into those things, it wasn't prioritized, and honestly, will always give terrible quality audio. I'm not joking, I've been in partner streamers chats with my friends and thought, hey, can you check your OBS mic input? Only for them to check midstream got placement. This is literally the microphone killer. You could have a $2,000 microphone, set it entirely up, and have it sound worse than this $15 microphone, purely because you've placed it terribly. Let me give you an example, but first, because I spend way too much money on these microphones for these videos, I do have to say thank you to our sponsor and special guest just a lot in new streamers is they don't being and heavy breathing. If you make your hand like a well, that is this little green, yellow, and red bar at the bottom of OBS. This indicates how quiet or loud your different audio sources are. The goal of your levels is for your microphone to sit perfectly.
I don't want to do this anymore.